All right, I'm jumping back here at Fujifilm's booth because we had a bunch of questions about the Eterna on the day one video, and rightfully so. Everything's very vague, and I'm not kidding you, they're keeping a lot of stuff close to the vest, but I will say in talks, we got a few answers. So one, a lot of you guys were asking about the XLR inputs. They didn't see any on the camera body itself. Right, there are no XLR inputs on it. However, there is a shoe on top which will accept the Tascam adapter for XLR, so that's how you're gonna get your XLR inputs. The other question we had a lot was, what about ProRes RAW? Is that available on the Eterna? Very vague answers and very like, we can't really talk about it right now, but basically what they're saying quietly over their shoulder is, if you're familiar with the specs and what you get out of the GFX100 II, the medium format camera, you can see what you might be getting out of the Eterna when it's released. So I know that's very vague. I know it's been not definitive answers, but hopefully that gives you more of a idea of where they're going with this camera, what you can get out of it. So XLR inputs, you're gonna need a Tascam adapter, ProRes RAW. Look at the specs on the GFX100 II. They're not officially saying anything right now. You know, every year we gotta stop by DZO, and I mean, it's always something with you guys. So we see a lot of probe lenses coming out, and this is a little different. This is a periscope lens. This is an X-Tract.
Yeah.
So talk to me about this. One, where did this come from, and what are you trying to do with this right now?
Yeah, periscope. Well, what I'm holding is a real periscope. It's at 360 degrees.
It's shooting behind this camera right now, is what's happening.
Yeah, as you can see from my camera, like you can really shoot something behind the camera, and also you can rotate the first element. Besides, you can also add your follow focus on these accessories so that you can do some creative angle and movement just on the lens itself.
Yeah, this is definitely like a specialized situation, but it's just cool to have these options out there. This is, what'd you say, T8?
Yes, T8.
And we're looking at PL, and you also said EF mount.
Yeah, we have interchangeable PL and EF mount, and besides T8, it's a zoom. It's a probe zoom lens, and it's parafocal. That's
cool, parafocal. So periscope, parafocal, 360 degree, follow focus, T8, EF mount, PL mount. What else? I mean, what is every time you come? This is cool. So let me know in those comments down below what you would do with something like a periscope lens, because besides being a creep, don't be one of those guys. But this could probably solve a lot of situations if you're trying to get into a tight spot, can't get an angle around something else. It is pretty wide angle though. It's got a wide field of view.
Yeah, it's super wide. Actually, it can zoom from 18 to 28 millimeter. 18 to 28? Yeah. At T8, the whole way? Yeah, the whole way.
Check out the link down below. We'll try to get as much information about this as possible. But there's also, what am I looking at over here? Is that Vespid 2 over here?
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at this.
This is our latest Vespid, second generation Vespid. So compared to the first generation, it's lighter, it's shorter, but at the same time, the aperture grows a bit bigger at T1.9. Consistent through whole range.
This is an 85 T1.9. This is how big it is. So all you gimbal kids, you know?
And the biggest change on second generation is we added the electronic contact. You can see here, and also for current moment it's still up, but later we will add something interface outside to let the camera could communicate with lens of uncooked eye integration. So for virtual production or for any production that need the metadata, that's a good thing. The lens,
So instead of just being mechanical, and then when you see the footage, you don't know what you're using in the lens T-stop, whatever, all the metadata will actually still communicate to the file.
Yeah, and considering the virtual production, all that special job, we corrected this lens. All the aspect was well corrected on this lens.
So you optimize it for virtual production?
Not optimized, but we have to do that because that requires the lens to be very clean, to be very proper. So compared to the first generation, many people asked yesterday, what's the difference on look? So the answer is the look is more clean, and it's in general more lighter and shorter.
And it's corrected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've been into the Vespid series, now you got the Vespid 2. Don't forget to check out the X-Tract, which is that crazy periscope lens. I'm noticing this next to your Vespid. What are we looking at here?
Okay. Last year we released an exciting lens, the lightest T1.5 lenses ever on the market, called Simera-C, which is a rehousing version of our existing photo lens Simera series. This year, an answer to all the people who ask, we do a positive lock adapter from M to OD mirrorless mount.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love how it's like, we answered all your problems. Everything's an answer. So obviously DZO's listening to what you're saying. So in those comments, let's hear what you got to say about all this stuff, because it seems like you're not just answering, you're literally coming out with solutions for it.
Yeah. So you see that is we have from M to Z, RF, L, and E mount, and also in the end, this is not ours, but we will do something similar to this one. It's M2 ARRI mount.
For the future, though.
Yeah, for the future.
So M to ARRI?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, I'll be honest with you. So, well, you guys everything seems very versatile from you guys. You're always thinking about everyone that's going to use it, and no matter what you got, something will work with it. You guys are always coming out with something cool. Obviously, links are down below. Always good to see you, Starks.
Nice to see you.
Always got to swing by the GODOX booth. There's always so much coming out. I got James with me. It's our yearly catch up, and you're always throwing stuff at me when I stop by your booth.
Yes, sir.
We're looking at the MG6K and Beamlight Max 60. So last year, I think we covered the 90, which was huge.
Yeah.
This seems like a more compact version, still a lot of power. What are we getting out of the MG6K?
So this thing is awesome. Like whenever we announced that the MG6K was coming out, I thought it was going to be very heavy and very big, but it actually wasn't. We actually were able to shave off some weight from previous lights. So this one's actually, what we wanted to do is make it to where it's more like one person operable. So one person can actually pick it up, put it into the stand, same with the ballast. So like weight was a big factor, but not only that, but the power output. So this thing is gonna give you basically an equivalent of a 6K HMI. So, and it's bicolor. So you're getting a lot of power in like a more lighter weight kind of setup. So that's what's really cool.
And it's the Knowled series.
Knowled
so when you
series.
throw your modifier on there, it'll know what modifier you're putting on there, like this Beamlight.
So yeah, the G mount is so if it has the G in the name, that's basically the G mount. That's our proprietary mount. You see right here, this is another one of our accessories.
And you
so
can see
it's got
the
these
contact.
touch points.
Yeah, you can see the contacts over here, so it's aware.
Yeah, so this is able to recognize what modifier you have on your actual light unit, and it's able to maximize that output and make it more safe to use.
What does it actually change when it knows what's being attached?
So like sometimes it'll change, either like if you're popping a modifier off and the light's still on, it'll automatically shut off the light so you don't hurt yourself or your eyes or anything. This is a very, very intense light, very bright.
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
It can definitely do, like you don't want to look straight at it if there's no modifier on there. So there's that.
Nice safety tip there. Don't look straight at a 6K.
Yeah.
All right.
There's also like we have spotlight attachments,
Yeah.
and also like it will power the heat dissipation features of those as well.
And you got this beam light on here. Now the beam light's really going to give you a lot more output because of the beam angle you're getting out of it. We did the 90 last year.
Yes.
This is a 60. This is one person. You don't need, the 90, you needed two people to get that on there.
At least.
So what's the advantage going on here?
So yeah, once again, we wanted to make it more user-friendly where one person could be able to manage something like this. We just had a need, there's a want for a smaller, like the same sort of parallel beam that you're getting out of the Max 90, or really big, basically laser beam. But you can still use something like this, it's lighter weight, and you can still bounce it into like a cine reflector and get that really nice fall off onto your scene. So that's especially the throw, you're still getting that throw of the light to like maximize your distance that you're covering.
Like a telezoom almost, but you actually can flag it now. There's actually like a little bit to cut out down on the spill, so which is really nice. We always want more control. Lighting guys,
Absolutely.
you always want more control. But sometimes you want light going everywhere, and this giant onion above me.
Oh yeah, I call it the hot air balloon.
That's a massive lantern right there. So if you're looking to get a 360-degree expulsion of light, What are we looking at? The GL7?
Yeah, GL7, so 7 feet. So it's 7-foot diameter. Yeah, and it's basically just a big, nice soft, it'll fill a massive area with just that nice soft fall off light. It has the G mount, so it'll fit on any of our G mount lights. You see all along here. So yeah, it's a really cool accessory. We have all kinds of accessories just like this too, all different shapes and sizes. So we like to have, control of the lighting, right? You like to shape it.
I feel like lanterns are having a moment. I mean, if you're filming something like a round table, whatever, they're great. Or if you just want something more organic feeling, instead of just coming out of one direction, it's bouncing, it's coming. Like if it bounces a little bit off the wood, then there's some warm fill and stuff like that.
You get that fill, yeah, it's good. It's a good, just whole environmental light.
The get out of jail free card if you need a massive, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
But there's also something in the works over here. So this is like prototype city over here, right? What are we looking at this, what is this, AM1600R?
AM16, yeah, so this is a 4-foot by 8-foot, basically inflatable flex mat.
They're saying in a minute, you can get a 4-foot by 8-foot mat. That isn't an inflatable modifier, that is the light. So you're looking at a mat that's 4x8, there's other sizes in the works.
There's an 8x8 as well. And the light is actually just part of the unit itself. So it's all self-contained. You inflate it, your light is ready to go. So it's all about speed, efficiency. That's gonna give you a lot of coverage, especially up high.
And it's lightweight, so you're getting a large footprint without a lot of weight that you need a lot of grip for, and it's officially popcorn certified. This is all that's certified to light right now is popcorn, but that's pretty cool. And is it RGB or?
It is RGB, yes.
That's what the R is for, right?
Full RGB. Everything is going pretty much RGB for the most part.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, but there's always something coming out from GODOX. Check out the full line. If you guys want to hear about that little tiny modular system, what's it called again? The one that you're up for product of the year?
Oh, the MS60R.
You can check out last year's NAB coverage on our Adorama TV channel for that, for full in-depth what's going on with that. Jameson's always good to see you.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Thank you. Got to swing by Sandisk, the legacy company. Everybody has a memory card of some type from Sandisk. I got my man Mike here with me, but Sandisk is going through a bunch of changes. You got this Ridley Scott new logo. There's been some changes between the Western Digital side of things and the Sandisk side of things. But you've also finally put out a CFexpress Type-A card. Well, welcome to the game, buddy.
Look, sometimes you just wait for something that's great, but we worked really hard on it. And honestly, we're extremely happy to have a CFexpress Type-A, now working with a lot of all the Sony cameras, right? But having a card that goes up to 960 in capacity, gigabytes in capacity, and also 1800 megabytes a second is something that we're extremely proud of, and we're so glad that we've launched it this week. So
960 gig, is there more than one size?
Yeah, there's also a 480, I believe, yeah.
That's cool. So now you guys have a SanDisk option for your CFexpress Type-A needs if you're going with that route with the Sony cameras, but there's also a reader here, right? I mean, we're looking at this CFexpress Type-B.
Grab this.
All right. And it's magnetically mounted to the back of this. Is that a phone?
Yes.
So what's going on here? What's up with this reader?
So this reader is our CFexpress Type-B recorder. Directly records 4K 60 directly onto your phone. You can use the Blackmagic camera app, or you can use the normal camera app on the iPhone here, which is automatically on. But we're also launching this B-Script Beast Cage SanDisk cage as well, that allow you to not only mount magnetically with this Type-B recorder, but also to have these 1/4-inch 20 mounts. You can rig it up, lights, camera, or lights and mics, super easy. So.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of people on sets as supplemental footage or BTS or social media managers or whatever, using phones. So now instead of eating up an entire drive on your phone itself, you can go right to CFexpress Type-B with the reader attached.
Yep, easy. Unplug it, plug it into your laptop, reads automatically.
And I spied over here this new micro SD Express. We heard about this. The Nintendo Switch 2 just got announced, and then we heard about micro SD Express, and we're like, oh, another one?
Yeah.
But you guys are up there for it. You're ready for it. So this is about speed, right?
Yes, correct. This is at 880 megabytes a second, so it is already compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to get it ahead of time, you can go ahead and grab it now. It's already available. So yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I personally think this is gonna be a memory format to keep an eye on. Don't forget, we're just gonna get more and more resolution and frame rates and stuff out of things like drones, the Pocket, Osmo Pocket cameras, GoPros, anything that's small is just gonna keep going up in data, and you're gonna want it faster, you're gonna want higher capacities, and so it's nice to see you guys jumping on it. These guys, cutting edge over here. But speaking of cutting edge, you're up for an award today, right?
Yeah.
So we got USB Type 4. Let's go jump to the other side. So you're up for Product of the Year 2025 here at the NAB show. This looks like something I've seen quite a bit. So what's making this Product of the Year?
So this is our next gen or our next version of our portable SSD. This is our USB 4 portable SSD. It's at 3,800 megabytes a second, and the speeds alone and also dissipation of the heat through the aluminum design is actually the reason why we're up for the 2 awards.
Yeah, it does feel a little heavier than the predecessor.
It's a little bit bigger. The reason why it's bigger is so that it is to dissipate the heat, right? Because at the small form factor it was before, at that speed, it would have been difficult.
So talking about USB 4, what are we talking about? Speeds, right? So.
Yes, correct. So it all depends on the host device, right? Like we're running this demo right now with a Thunderbolt 3 and it's already blazing fast, but with a compatible Thunderbolt 4, it can actually be at the speeds that we're.
Do you have any numbers for me as far as speed goes?
Yeah, 3,800 megabytes a second read speeds and 3,700 megabytes a second write speeds.
And this is 2 terabytes in my hand, but what capacities are we talking?
4 terabytes and 2 terabytes.
So that speed, that capacity, solid build, heat dissipation, and up for an award. If you've been using these, you might want to check out the new generation with CFexpress. I'm stuck on CFexpress everything. Yeah, on USB Type 4. Mike, I'm so glad we stopped by Sandisk. Yeah. You guys really, everything looks so different now. I guess it's like the next evolution, right?
Yeah.
He's about to grab his bag.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah. Got to swing by Tilta. They always got something cool. Everything here is cool, but it's funny how like the nerdy stuff hits you harder.
Yeah.
I'm looking at basically a dock for 4 batteries at a time. What's going on here? Because this is up for Product of the Year.
Yes. So the first one we released was for the Sony NP-FZ100, which is, FX3, pretty common battery, but we're making these for all kinds of different cameras, Panasonic, Fuji, Sony, Canon, as well as some other batteries in the future. But the idea is that we are making probably the closest thing you can get to a first-party battery in terms of specs and also in terms of direct communication with the camera. So you're not going to get any kind of unapproved warnings. You're going to get a price that's very similar to a lot of the third-party options, and then you're going to get a super convenient case for not just charging 4 batteries at once, but for traveling, for making sure you have everything that you need. Can charge 4 in about 3 hours, and it all runs through USB-C, all 4 batteries at the same time. So not a single slot.
So it is all at the same time. It's not successive.
Yeah, it's all at once.
Okay, so when we say that it's as close to a first-party battery as possible, how many of you have had a third-party battery in a newer camera body? You put it in there and you get an error. You're telling me that this is spec'd out, so you will not see that error.
So it has the same chip as any first-party battery. You're getting voltage information. You're not getting that pop-up warning.
And you've got the USB-C port in here.
Correct. So you also, if you can't take the case for whatever reason, you can charge on the go pretty seamlessly.
So again, I think Tilta's always come out with cool stuff, but they're also always come out with cool solutions. And I know all of us have the manufacturer's dock, or they don't even come with chargers anymore, most cameras, and they expect you to charge it in camera. So instead of getting the charger that's out there for 1 battery at a time, you got more than 1 battery. And I'm looking at everything: Nikon, Fujifilm, we got Canon, we got Sony. It looks like you got everything covered. So this is like the mass launch for any brand, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, Sony is the first one we released. Those are available currently. The rest are very short to follow, but all in the same style, same design, couple color options.
I just want to be clear, it's not a battery in the case itself. This is just a dock, so it's not going to charge like without being plugged in, but that also makes it really lightweight and also keeps the cost pretty low because it's not a battery itself. More information about this, we'll put links down below as always. Man, thank you so much, man.
Of course.
Creamsource. We stop by here often as much as we can at trade shows because they always got something cool. I got Jesse with me because, well, instead of a fixture, we're talking about controlling the fixtures, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But this seems like a few steps up on that.
So this is Slyyd. It's by Creamsource, but we do control a variety of different film and television fixtures. We put a lot of work into color matching across those fixtures to help if you need your different manufacturers to be the same color as you're filming. Put a lot of work into that when we give you those same color controls, so you can always find your nice white light that you need.
Which is pretty nice. If you're someone that's got a patched together kit from over the years, you got something from this, a tube from that, a panel from here. The white doesn't always mean the same white across the manufacturers, right?
Exactly. Right.
So, I mean, he has emphasized over and over again, in the few minutes he's gone over this, we worked really hard to make sure this, and honestly, it's probably something you'd overlook till you really want it to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not just talking about fixture match, we're about source match, but what other controls do we have going on here?
Yeah, so I can control, I'm not going to show the strobe controls, but we can control, if your fixture has, pan and tilt, we can control that. We make our profiles by hand, so we try to ensure that they actually work. It's not just a, collection that was, given to us and we stick it in the app and hope and pray.
Yeah, well, you're Creamsource, you're at a level, right?
Right, yeah, we're trying to ensure that what it says it does, it's going to do. And then we can also, in addition to just controlling static looks, if I clear all here, we can set up some looks. I can transition between different preset looks that I've made with different groups of fixtures, do some smooth transitions between a couple different setups.
As far as interfaces go, would you say it's similar to something else? Are you familiar with another app out there? Is there something you jump right from to this maybe?
Sure. I mean, as far as apps go, we went a little bit of a different approach. We started as an app first that does lighting instead of necessarily taking a lighting console and trying to cram it into an iPad.
Okay, cool.
But this is just the beginning. We're releasing more functionality as we go out, and we wanted to get it out there now, hear back from people what's important to them.
So this is version 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So we'll put the links down below for the information about that, but it's pretty cool, and I think don't underestimate when you want things to match and actually look, what's that word? Oh, consistent. Crazy, right? We always strive for consistent and control. Jesse, thanks so much, man.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.